Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Random Encounters Guild. On our new night for Blaze in the Dark, we've moved to Tuesdays for scheduling reasons. Um, Good news is we're going to have content on Monday night in the very near future. We're going to be running a Symbaroum game, which I'm very excited about. So that means we'll have Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night back to back to back. But go me.
That sounds like a lot for you.
Actually, while I'm playing in this, the Alien game I've run about 6 times, so I don't really have to prep it. The Symbaroum game is going to be my focus. I'm gonna have to focus on that one, but I'm super excited about it. It's going to be fun no matter what. The Symbaroum game may be every other week. We're in negotiations about that, but yeah, welcome to Tuesday night. This is our Blades in the Dark game. The Carrion Crew, our lovely, kind GM left us in pretty bad way last week, and my new
I made any of these decisions?
my new Blades in the Dark dice I got for Christmas were, I think my brother-in-law tainted them when he got them in, and I think he damaged them somehow. Because I rolled straight garbage last week. But I am Guildmaster Scott. I started the Random Encounters Guild back in 2019. Just a way to meet new people and play new games, and that experiment has worked for the most part. I've met a bunch of new people and played a bunch of new games. So I'm playing Eddie the Hawk Hawkins. He is a lurk cat burglar and doesn't know much about supernatural locks because they be tricky. That's me. Let's go to Brandon.
Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. I am playing the human disaster and probably very shortly part of this continuing series, Vale, who is a slide who is currently unconscious. So I'm really looking forward to this episode because I think I just might get to watch it. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah,
unconscious and possessed.
You might not count as human right now. I'm not entirely sure.
And I'll pass it over to Scott.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I'm playing Barnabas Fisher, a whisperer who's very stressed out right now and wants to get out of these catacombs very badly. Pass it down to Jenna.
I'm Jenna. I'm the GM, so I play everybody else. Usually, except right now, I don't play everybody else. I play most everybody else, as Vale is currently also housing my NPC Caro Bay. Which I kind of like this gig, right? Like, not having to run everybody. I should just always possess you guys, and then you have to, take care of the NPCs. This has been great for me. I'm on vacation right now. As you can probably hear, I'm a little sick at the moment. So we are going to kill this guy off and do some downtime, and then go to bed early. That is the plan for tonight. So as we start off, just real quick, where are you guys as far as stress goes? What's your character stress levels?
Oh, I'm bad. I have 1 stress left, I believe.
You're still in.
I'm still in.
Okay. Is Vale out or about to be out?
Vale's out. Well, Vale has no stress, which is kind of nice right now. But it came at a little bit of a cost.
It's for the drama.
I have 5 stress.
Oh, you're peachy golden.
You'll live forever.
That's high for Hawk.
4 more ticks on the stress meter.
Probably the most stress that Hawk's ever had in his life. Okay, so we are currently, which by the way, I looked it up, we are currently in the catacombs underneath the Sanctorium Grand Cathedral of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. So y'all had been going through the catacombs underneath City Hall and kind of wend and wound your way all the way around here to try and get yourself back out once you found your NPC buddy friend guy whom you love and know intimately now. Right. So y'all are really just trying to get out, and in trying to get out, you have found yourself in the bottom of the cathedral, which is really like not a great place for someone to be when they're currently possessed. So, yes, the catacombs around you contain like urns with cremated ashes of like famous people. Are like, this almost looks like a library of urns. And the one that you guys have been having problems with is right by sort of this crumbling archway situation in the big back of the room. You guys are obviously not by any like, front door where someone would come right in to like, grab wine or something. This is like you have snuck your way into a section that probably hasn't been messed with in a while. But then you started to mess with it. There is one of the urns you quickly realized was not just some dead rich person's ash, but was actually the focus of some of the wards around the walls in this area, and was pulling Vale and specifically Carove towards it like a magnet. And you guys had tried and failed pretty badly to try and get this thing apart or something, and it's not going well. As we left off, we spent way too much time with you or arguing back and forth over whether breaking it was going to set off some alarm or not. So you have one chance right now. What are you doing right now? This is it. Go.
Scott, anything? I'm gonna go. No, I'm just saying. Look, I'm ready. So,
I mean, if you've got a plan, I'm all ears. I mean, last thing
right,
that
well-
was said was that we could remove the spirit from Vale and then take Vale through.
that was my thought. Yeah. So we've been messing with
think
the
that's
urn.
gonna cause
That's
a problem.
That's been,
I think there's going to be a very, very big problem if we do that, but that may be the only chance we have. So,
I'm
Well,
okay
you
with
kind of
that.
have to pick which big problem you want at this point.
Yes. So yeah, we've been messing with this urn, trying to work that way. That way is not working. So I think it's going to be. I am going to attempt to rip Caro's spirit out of Vale's body, using what I've learned already through Nettle's experimentations, because she's been messing with taking spirits in and out of things, right? So I am slapping a spirit, one of the fine spirit charms that we've got, around Vale's neck. I'm taking a dagger and I'm going to carve into Vale's flesh one of the symbols from Nettle's notes. That I think
Okay, wait,
it's so
let me be
strange
funny
that
work
Brandon
here.
thinks this is awesome.
This is very important to me right now.
Metal is
You
hell.
are using techniques specifically from Nettle's notes.
Yeah, that's the only
Okay.
thing. That's the only.
Okay.
Barney's not a ritualist. He's been trying to figure out what this is. He's gonna wing it, and yeah, he's using a symbol that he saw in Nettle's notes that he hopes will repulse this thing out of
Oh
Vale,
boy,
carving it right in his chest.
we all about to die.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what's in Nettle's notes. All right. Okay.
So my priority is Vale's spirit. I want to keep intact. If I
I
harm
don't care what your
Kara's,
priorities are. I care what your role is.
right. But this is in Barney's head. He doesn't care what happens to Vale's flesh. He sort of doesn't really care what happens to Kara's spirit. He wants to keep Vale's spirit intact.
Oh, so if you have to rip Vale's spirit out of the bot. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Gotcha.
Seems like it's an
Um,
imprecise science here.
a
yeah,
little
Yeah,
bit,
what's
a
gonna
little
come
bit.
out with this day?
We'll find out what you learn after this roll.
All right, so I going to use a tune. I cannot push myself without collapsing as well.
You
So what?
I can assist. I'll take 2 stress to give you another die.
Okay.
Since Jenna thinks I'm not stressed out enough.
I think your character's not stressed out enough. I think what you're supposed to do to play this game is stress your character out and you have fun. But instead, what happens is the hawk has fun and you get stressed. That could work. We could also probably think up a couple fun devil's bargains.
Yeah. What do you got for me? What kind of bargains?
Well, see, the thing about bargains here is that we already have kind of a lot going on as far as like spirit stuff happening. Like if you guys remember the clock last time of they know you're here ran out.
Mhm.
That's like there was a specific they that you did not know.
Uh,
So
There-
I
there's
don't
a there's a knife in play right now, carving into
Right.
some flesh. We could certainly play around with some bodily harm
We could
as
play
part
around
of
with some
our
harm,
devil's
yeah.
bargain.
But that's what I was gonna say is I don't want to pile on too much of everything's very occult.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me we have two options here, one of which is just some good old-fashioned ham carving. I mean, happy Thanksgiving.
Sprinkle the salt on.
I said Barney doesn't really care about Vale's flesh, so if he takes a wound from this, he's taking a wound from it.
Let's see where we are on another No, I'm just gonna leave it with the wound. I think we'll save some of the other options I thought of for potentially later if we need them, because that seems like a really obvious. You get extra hurt rather than just a little hurt.
I'll fill a harm in the box. What level do you want to put it at?
I mean, he's carving up at your chest, like he's flayed. The levels are different now, and my brain is shutting down.
Ones go away, no problem. Twos take some time. Threes take a lot of time.
Okay. How about I'm going to reserve the right to change it later, but basically, if everything succeeds, you'll only take a level 2. But if he totally screws this up, then it will go up to a level 3. Does that feel like it makes sense?
Yeah, I've got it marked down as a placeholder for now.
Yeah. The harm will be called flayed.
Got it.
I feel like Vale would just be really into that.
I think it's gonna be a cool
At the
picture.
bottom of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. This is just another Tuesday night for him, I'm sure. Let me see that roll. Where are we going?
All
here?
right, so I get one from Hawk, or bonus dice from Hawk, and bonus dice from the deal.
Devil's Bargain. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You can technically do like the
Hey,
6.
whew, thank God.
Right.
That was a sneaker.
See, I didn't even see the 6. I saw the 1, the 2, and the 1. My mind went
Just got,
right
like,
past that 6.
Just got tunnel vision there for a second.
Good gosh.
That was the aneurysm starting.
The hand is really shaky as he's doing it.
Okay. So the a 6. All right. So some fun fact about Nettle's notes is that you are kind of realizing a piece of this as you're doing it. This almost for you is like kinesthetic learning experience. Because a large portion of Nettle's notes is about carving away bits and pieces of a spirit, not completely removing, but carving at parts. You remember that her spirit in the spirit jar that you have her does not have eyes.
Right.
So you just happened to have picked some sigils and runes that were specifically about carving bits and pieces rather than removing a whole thing. And you happen to have 2 spirits that need to be separated. So you have unwittingly had just the thing that you need. Fun and interesting. Yeah. So it turns out that what happens here is exactly what you guessed. You are able to carve Vale's spirit out. Caro is still stuck. So at this point, though, because this was a 6, I'm gonna let Brandon decide. Do you want that you can keep Vale's body, or do you want him to be a ghost so you can do ghost stuff? That's like fully up to you at this point with a 6.
Yeah, I think Vale wants to remain corporeal for the time being.
So you're able to separate them, and you keep the body part, and Caro's spirit is like... It almost looks like if you get stuck to like a fly trap, and you like move your hand... When you move your hand off the fly trap, the skin is kind of like a little bit at a time, and what's left is like, that's Caro. That's his problem now. He's down there. And good timing too, because you hear like movement and rustling upstairs. You know that there's not tons of people here this time of night, but there are a few people that live in the sanctorium. So people are probably on their way to come investigate whatever that is, and they're going to find Caro, and that's not your problem. How do we get out? I don't care. I'm done with the scene now. We meet back on the boat. It just happened. I don't care about getting you out of there, all right? I'm bored with this. We're done. We're done here. I just wanted to know if he lived or died. It doesn't matter to me if you pay somebody off to get out. Don't care. So you I guess you are free to do as you wish. You at some point should potentially meet up with Darmint to give him his stuff if you would like to get paid. But the evening is yours. You have downtime.
And I also know that we had discussed sort of a non-traditional meeting with Darmint as well. Getting paid in a couple of ways.
Yeah, Hawk. How do you want to do? How do you want to do this?
The only thing I will say is, please don't start another score tonight for my benefit. Please, let's just do downtime. We can plan what the next scores. You can tell me what the next score is going to be. That's great, but we're not starting an assassination tonight.
Yeah, I at this point, like the Hawk's reasoning behind that was not having to go down to the catacombs. It was either go down the catacombs or take him out, and we decided to go down there. So at this point, we can wait until he pokes his head out of his little hidey hole next time and deal with this then. But for now, let's just get paid and figure out how to heal ourselves back up. And
you hope he goes away.
Well, he always does. He will go away for a while and then he will come back. That's what he does.
Okay.
Whenever he comes across some horrible job that he can't handle himself, he pulls his strings and makes me do it. So.
All right.
Okay. Good to know for now. So we've got stress, we've got harm. You guys want to start taking care of that stuff?
Oh, when you get back to your boat, there is a like a parchment rolled up, like old-timey rolled up parchment with like a seal on it on your table. That was not there when y'all left.
What does the seal look like?
Please don't make me use my brain right now. I
Do we
don't
recognize
Is it
who
from
the seal is
Skurlock?
from?
Yes, it's from Skurlock. My first thought, of course, was like, I don't know, it looks like a raven. And then I was like, wait, we're in Duskwall. Everything looks like a raven.
That's sort of the name of the ship.
Yeah. Yes, it's from Skurlock. It's Skurlock's face with his thumb up. I don't know. No, it's
So handsome.
no, it's something really gothic and creepy and intimidating.
With the S
No,
in
it's
it. Yeah.
Skurlock with his
It's worth
thumbs up.
more than
That's
you
what it
make
is
it
now. It's 100% Skurlock with his thumbs up. That's canon. That's not going away.
It does not say much. In a old like Edwardian script sort of hand, obviously written with like a pen and quill, it just says, "You have disappointed me." That's all.
Eddie will hold it up to Barney. And is there anything other than physical paper and ink on this?
Nope.
All right, look.
You don't
yeah.
even need to roll for it. The answer is no. It is.
He will throw it. He will light, put it in a lantern, put it over a candle, throw it in the fireplace, whatever is nearby that is aflame. He will burn it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't part of that, so we have to figure out. We were supposed to bring Nettle to him. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to answer for that.
I mean,
Uh,
you were supposed
well-
to bring Nettle to him because she's the one that put the ward on the box
His
of
heart.
on
Yeah.
his heart. Yes. So maybe potentially if you get all the way through her notes, you will be able to work with the wards and stuff that she had created. But otherwise you kind of just that's rough, buddy. Maybe next time. Sorry, Lord Skurlock. No hard feelings, right?
I can kill these 3
Absolutely.
clocks now, right?
Yes, correct.
They heard us disable the urn and alert the church. Okay.
I've already made note that they've heard you.
All right. So payoff we're dealing with when we are we
Whatever
just
you're talking
saying
about.
we're just saying we're delivering the things, we're not messing with Dharma.
Yeah, let's just deliver the notes and like Eddie will tell him what happened and everything that went down.
He looks like actual shit when you see him. He looks like he hasn't slept in forever. He looks like he is in a noir movie, like just the bags under his eyes and the full cigarette ashtray next to him on his desk or wherever it is you meet, and he's like, "Great, thanks. Here, take it. Go." And like he's not even snarky to you. I don't remember how much gold at this moment I promised you about this. I feel like I wrote it down.
Oh yeah, that was in the solo session. Yeah, I don't remember either. I'll look it up.
We
I'll
can
watch it
figure it
tomorrow.
out.
However much it was, he pays you what you owe. Like, he's not fighting about it. He's not being snarky. He just, whatever it is, he gives it back. He like asked you just like, was he alive? No, here's the story. Sucks for him. Rifles through the papers, sees he got what Caro had gone down there to draw up, and went, all right, well, that's all I need. So he doesn't seem too as busted up about his man as he made it out that he would be before.
And I mean, Eddie's going to be like we had to separate his spirit from Vale, and it's still down there loose unless they do something about it. But if you go down there, he's probably not going to be too happy. So just so you know.
Well, do you need him for anything?
No.
All right. Well, then it sounds to me like the church can solve that problem. All right. Good talk.
What
Blessed be the church or whatever.
The deep cuts thing, and we can certainly look at what they agreed on payment before. There's a standard formula: 1 coin per PC plus coin equal to the target's tier times 3. That's just the general payoff formula going forward. So we can certainly go with the old agreed upon one, or we could do the deep cuts payoff, which sort of
We will do deep
accounts for-
cuts math later. I will not do math right now because I am sick and I refuse. Deep cuts
Okay.
math.
All right, what about heat?
Let me pull up the thing.
Man.
This one, I feel like, I mean,
pretty
except
quiet.
for there being like a crazy ghost that got stuck to the ghost fly trap, this was really quiet.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
and I,
We
Well,
collapsed part of the tunnel, but
the tunnel collapsed.
yeah, but I mean, like, in the catacombs of Duskfall, like, how often is this stuff collapsing anyway? It's not like it's maintained.
yeah, we took down a hull, but it was already malfunctioning. So
Yeah,
again,
nobody alive saw you. Like you didn't make any commotion that made it back upstairs. Carol was the only one that would know you're down there, but there being a crazed, angry ghost stuck to the warded urn is like what it's there for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I feel like the church specific would just be like, oh, there's another one down there. I really don't see how this would add. I mean, there's other consequences. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I'm somewhat okay.
Is it raising our heat?
I don't think that what I'm thinking of raises your heat.
All right. Actually pulled up a 0 heat job.
0 heat, smooth, quiet,
think you may have.
low.
I think you might actually have done it.
No one died, right?
No.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean,
good for
Carol's
us.
already dead.
It
I'm talking about.
wasn't
Vale.
our fault. That wasn't our fault.
Yeah. It was a pre-existing condition.
Exactly. All right. What about entanglements?
All right, entanglements we can do. Let's see. Wanted roll dice equal to your wanted level, and then read the result according to your heat. Let
So we
me
have
pull up
2
the
wanted levels.
clue
We have 2
sheet.
wanted levels.
All right. Just to keep it fun here for Vale, why don't you go ahead and roll the 2d6?
Yeah. Should pull out 2 real d6 just so it's a little faster. 6.
Okay. And then let's see, we have 2 heat, so that is cooperation. A +3 status faction asks you for a favor. Agree to do it or forfeit 1 rep per tier of the friendly faction or lose 1 status with them. Okay. I know exactly who this is going to be.
We can do it
cannot
next
think
week.
of
if
what
you're-
it is that they would ask you to do. At this exact moment, but I will have that for you next week.
Next week.
That
Okay.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
And that's kind of perfect actually. Okay. See, everything's fine.
So we what downtime activities now or experience? One of the two.
Let's go ahead and do. I like to do experience first because if anything changes, if you were to get any bonus or whatever, you probably want that before your downtime, I would think.
Okay.
Cool.
So crew XP, did you execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation? Well, it wasn't a successful rescue, but I could see that as a successful burglary. Like you stole his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And espionage. I mean, that was the whole thing, was getting the notes. I mean, that whatever. And I'm assuming Barney went through those notes before we turned them in.
You or me would have
Yeah,
gone through them. I think we said we were going to do that.
So you actually don't need to, because I well established last time when Vale took harm of memory bleed that the
he's got all of those.
Pharaoh are going to stick with him. He knows what was in those notes because he wrote them.
Gotcha.
You don't necessarily have every memory attached to everything that Carove knew, but you are aware of that map, which, by the way, I am counting this as a thingy on your little crew. One of them is, here we go, secret pathways, +1 die for engagement for stealth plans. Click. So as long as Vale is with you guys, he knows secret underground tunnels because Caro knew them. So that was you guys getting a little bit more turf.
Cool.
Nice.
Um,
Right.
We
But
definitely
they're kind of-
continue with challenges above our current station.
That's a given.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. You messed with like hulls from the spirit wardens and all the things. You got possessed and then didn't like die. That was pretty cool. Bolster your crew's reputation, or I'm gonna let you have 2 for the contend with challenges because y'all don't know that you actually did really great that time. Bolster your crew's reputation
Didn't
or
feel
develop
like
a new one.
it.
You didn't really see it.
Loud and strange is our reputation. I mean,
Yeah, but I think if you didn't talk to anybody for there to be any heat, you also can't say that you got
Yeah.
a whole bunch extra rep. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
except that,
it's not like Dartmouth's going to walk around saying, "Hey, those guys really pulled off a good job for me." Like,
yeah,
They really broke the
Yeah.
law for me. That was really cool of them.
yeah.
he probably does. He probably does have a little bit more respect for you getting out of there after what he's heard. But that doesn't mean that the like people on the streets or, yeah. Anyway, express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I think there was some inner conflict. There might have been.
It did carve up Vale.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I feel like there was some tension there. Mostly between like this Vale getting into spirits and Barney really liking the Henrietta and Notes situation, and the Hawk wants literally nothing to do with those things. Why are they still happening? That tension back and
The
forth
dynamic.
definitely happened.
Mhm.
Definitely happened. So yeah, get one for that.
All right.
so that's
3
4 XP for the crew.
Cool,
Correct.
yep.
So when you get all your crew XP, you can take another special ability. So now we do personal XP, which should go fast because there's only 3 of you. We did make notes of XP at the end of the first one, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't remember doing it at the end of last time.
No,
We didn't.
didn't.
So we were almost smart. I'm almost good at this.
Now, Brandon, you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
You
What-
roll with third action.
No, he
I
marks
don't-
XP.
Oh, yeah, that's a different thing. Addressed a challenge with stealth or evasion.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all 3 did that.
Well, that's yours. Vale's is deception or influence, and then
Oh,
Barney's
oh, it's
is
different
knowledge
because of the
or-
playbook. Okay.
Yes.
Correct. That's what distinguishes the characters.
Yeah. Which is fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Barney's is knowledge and arcane power, so I would say Barney definitely hit that one. But if we're focusing on Vale, deception or influence.
Yep. I convinced Caro to join into my body.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Drives beliefs, heritage, or background.
I would say that I expressed Caro's drive, beliefs, heritage, and background. I don't know if I can steal that from him.
Oh, I took everything else. Why not? That works for me. Go for it. And then,
Mhm.
you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. You know, I think I remember one brief moment when your vice came up. I might
Well,
be
I-
misremembering.
But I think he already got experience for that in the previous session because he was already catatonic when he was dealing with the spirit well when we took the break. Well,
Yeah,
but then you
that
pulled the
does make
spirit
it
last
difficult to
session. You
play.
did pull Caro into your body, so that's
Yeah.
an experience. So 3.
Yeah. I think so.
Or maybe 4 because of all the vice and trauma.
All the vice and trauma.
I
Yeah.
have given you other goodies besides just XP.
Fair.
I've given you memories.
I'm good to go.
All right.
Okay, Barney. You addressed a challenge with knowledge and arcane power. Correct. You expressed your beliefs.
more
drives,
than
heritage,
one
or
time?
Background. Well, I know that we must have marked it the first time.
Yeah.
So this would probably be marking it a second time, which I do feel like
Right.
deserves it, but
Yep. Okay.
I need
express your
to get better about multi-part things.
Beliefs, dreams, heritage, or backgrounds. My beliefs.
I mean, it does say at the end of each session, not the end of each job.
Right.
I mean.
Oh, that's true. It does.
Yeah.
You can really do it either way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
it's
long-
easier to go by session.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
it's fresh in your mind.
yeah. So we should just keep doing that.
I think we got a pretty good look into what is driving Barney.
I think so
Yeah.
too, because you did a lot of like taking notes and
And
I
a few
wonder if
questionable
that
actions like
experiment
letting Vale take harm and letting and take this in just so he could observe and
Yeah, I felt like this was the most I got to like know Barney without Barney interacting with somebody. It was just kind of like, oh, I think I'm getting who this guy is.
like yeah, specifically the fact that he would let you get hurt in order to like get some scientific knowledge from it. That's a choice.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I like it. And then, did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during a session? I don't think you have any trauma right
I
now.
don't think so. I don't have any trauma. The Vice, I mean, I had a conversation with Caro about the Reg Sculla teams, but I don't know if that's struggling with issues from it. So I don't think that's worth an experience.
No, you did really well with that one too. If I remember, you got
Yeah, I
like,
actually swayed. I actually made
Yeah.
Caro a fan of my team. So
It's unfortunate that your converted sports fan is a rogue spirit,
spirit
trapped
right now. Exactly.
like a ghost cage.
All right, so 2. Okay. All right, Hawk.
I would like to wrap your vice into this a little bit more. I think it's not going to
we
be
thought
today,
about
but I would
Yeah.
like to do that. All right, Hawk, what you got?
Just challenge with stealth and evasion. Yep.
Yep.
Express beliefs, drives, heritage, and background. I say yes.
Yeah, the whole job was about your background with Darmit. So
Yeah.
It was, but your beliefs are very much we should not be messing with spooky stuff.
And I expressed that multiple times.
And your
Yeah.
drive is to not mess with spooky stuff.
Now,
You
the
are
struggle with
driven to not
issues of
be
your
here.
vice or trauma, I don't know. Like, I don't have anything marked in trauma,
Mm-hmm.
but I also kind of think that the whole Darmit situation is, I mean, he's not listed as he's obviously not a vice, but the way that is playing out with him blackmailing me, I don't know if that would be a trauma of some sort. I don't think so. It
Not
doesn't look
the way
like
that
it is.
this game uses it mechanically.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take 2 then.
Yeah, and there have been other scores where you're yearning for a quiet, simple corner to drink your drink in peace has come up, but this one was kind of just that you generally did not like being down there.
All right.
all right.
Okay, good to go.
That's
Oh,
it.
and then I have speaking of traumas, I do have a new one I need to pick up.
Oh yes, of course.
Right.
Head to the trauma store, buy a new one or a used one if you want.
Keep for one special. I don't really need to bandy about the bush about this. I want to take Reckless. I feel like it's appropriate.
Okay. Haunted would have also been okay, but Reckless sounds entirely reasonable.
Cool. I'll do that. Clear the stress.
Reckless and Obsessed. It's a great combo.
Yeah, real cool person to hang out with.
Nothing can go wrong. Can't think of a single issue that could possibly.
No, very healthy.
So let's start with you then, because you're not indulging your vice. You just got off a bender. You're probably good for a little bit. What are you doing?
So I will take 2 stress because I'm not indulging my vice, and with 2 traumas, I now have to take 2 stress every time I don't do it. So that's a fun way to start the next score. But what I am going to do is I'm going to continue the long-term project that I was working on, which was frame somebody for our crimes, which I believe was only a 4-click clock. I'm not sure if we still have a record of it, but I think it was almost full.
Yeah, I think you were almost. And the new rules was like you just automatically got one project tick, right?
Let's see. I can pull that out for you.
Because I remember it not being a roll, and I was like,
You have a clock next to your name. It's 2 out of 4 right now.
That's probably it. Yeah, I don't recall exactly it, but I think in the old version as well, I don't know if I could get less than 2 ticks. So we could just consider that
yeah,
full
we
regardless.
can just get it done. How, just for flavor wise, how are you kind of going about this? Are you still trying to go out and like talk, or are you trying to do like some research, or is this something that you're gonna try and like talk to Jexabel about at the paper? Like, I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
remember.
yeah. I like that angle. Yeah. So, yeah, Vale is at the paper with Jexabel, and we've sort of established this, minimize the big stuff, sort of blow up the other stuff. And one of the things that we had actually communicated about was, utilization of the paper for self-promotion of the gang. And so I think that I have been feeding Jexabel sort of false information about the nature of some of the people that we've been working with, and trying to pin this on some people that are related to us. And I think Jexabel kind of knows this, but it's going to make a really
she's not
good
stupid.
story. Yeah.
What
it'll
about?
make a good story.
I have a suggestion. What about with your newfound Caro knowledge, you start exposing things Darmont might have been involved with, and putting pressure on him and taking heat off of us.
Yeah, that's rad. I know it's tempting to go for the big fish. Does Darmont have any like associates or anything that we could pin the blame on that would make his life miserable in any kind of way?
I mean, he's a blue coat.
Yeah, are there any other dirty cops that he works with? Or friends?
Sure, there are. Aren't they all?
Scott has already. I asked him about this earlier. Scott said that Eddie has not done any research into Darmont at all.
Well, what about? I mean, Caro may know another source of Darmont's, and taking that source out would make Darmont's life more hectic by blaming the jobs on that source instead of.
I think that we can frame and say that since this was a long-term project, it was sort of looking into who's in Darmont's circle, a family member, a friend, somebody who's paying up to him or something like that. But maybe we could take out of the equation that would just make his life just a little worse.
Yeah, sure. So, a couple things happen when you go talk to Jexabel about this. The first thing is immediately you start talking, and she goes, "Get out of my office."
Oh, come now.
Get
Come now.
out of my office. I will deal with you in a moment. I will meet you at your place. Get out of my office.
I've got a new tattoo. Oh, you're going to love it. And he gets out.
So she shows up a little bit later, not immediately, but she shows up at your place, and she also looks like absolute hell. And she sits down and goes, "You assholes never looked into anybody that you work with, did you?"
Well, I mean, you're the investigator.
I am. Jexabel Pendrin, at your service, here to investigate Darmin Pendrin? My brother?
Oh. Hawk, this one's for you.
So what are we pinning on my brother now?
I'm so glad I'm not there.
Yeah, me too.
This is literally on the character sheets, y'all. Like, Jexabel has a character sheet in the crew because she was one of my characters. You just never asked. You just never asked.
That's awesome.
I don't know that I've ever known Darmit's last name.
It's
Like on
Pendrin.
my character sheet. Oh no, it is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Darmit Pendrin.
Mm-hmm. Pendrin's a name in Duskfall. That's not a random role name. Like Lord and Lady Pendrin are people in Duskfall.
I went to the wrong person. Okay.
You are a little bit reckless now, so
You are a little bit reckless.
Yeah. It's beautiful. You see, your brother is an amicable and charitable individual who's been feeding our burgeoning crew with.
Can you please get to it? He's none of those things, and neither are you.
Well, I'd like to think I'm trying to be. Anyway, your brother occasionally is a bit of a folly in addition to his charity and generosity. And so there are associates who are close to him who we think are helping to lead him astray. And we think that if they went away for a while, your brother Darmit could be focusing on more important things such as family. Family.
Would you say that I'm your favorite reporter, Vale?
Without question.
Mm-hmm.
You are the very ink that draws the stars in the sky.
Thank you, darling. Have you read any of my work?
More of a town crier sort of news reader myself, but I know that Barney is an avid reader of your periodicals and opinions.
Well, thank you to Barney. All right, here's what we're going to do. You are going to stop. Do you hear me? Stop messing with my brother. You are going to stop trying to frame him for things. You are going to stop. And in return, the little mess that you made at the academy is already going away because I was already working on it. But thank you. It turns out that the Sparkwrights have a new friend in town that people, which I think is great, by the way, are calling Spark Runners. We're going to frame them for this instead.
It's about as long as somebody is rotting away in Ironhook, it really makes no difference to us.
I'm glad we see eye to eye on this.
Excellent. Well, my regards to the Spark Runners, and as always, it was wonderful seeing you. I do look forward to your next article, Bonnie explaining to me what it says.
Yes. We did not meet, and you have not met me. We do not know each other, especially when it comes to my brother, who is under the impression that I sit behind a desk. And it's going to stay that way.
Of course, that is a promise that we are considering and will keep.
That phrasing gives me hope.
I thought so.
Excellent. I'm glad we understand each other. She is going to leave at that point, unless you have anything else to...
No. I think he needs to have a bit of a conversation with the hawk.
Yes, it does.
Oh, Hawk, we had a visitor earlier. You just missed them.
Maybe it's not Darmit that's got to die.
And so he catches the hawk up to speed. We are really bad at this, about the nature of the relationship and conflicting things that we have right now.
I had no idea. I mean, they both torture me in different ways. I had no idea that they were actually related. I don't know that I've ever discussed their family name with either one of them. However, this is useful information.
It is useful information.
On both fronts.
Certainly. I think that we could use this to our advantage. I don't know how, but I think we could.
Oh, I'm already working on ideas.
Fantastic.
But
Looking
yes,
forward to my next conversation with Darman. Yes.
So in the grand scheme of movie magic time, that would be like we cut to a scene later where someone's throwing a newspaper down on top of a pile and it's like, Spark Runners break into Academy. Who is this new, mysterious group terrorizing the city? And it like, the byline is Jexabel Penderin. And you can read all about how these Spark Runners are definitely the ones that caused all the chaos and mayhem because they are trying to upset the delicate balance of our precious city. And also hate schools, apparently.
Cool. Can I clear our wanted levels?
Yep, there you go.
Boop.
Both? Oh, nice.
You have done it.
That makes me feel better.
All right. Well, that was my first downtime activity.
It went great. Let's try another.
Who else wants to go?
I'll go. I need to de-stress. So
Me
I
too.
am
Man,
heading
it's killing
to,
me.
I am heading to a Reg Sculla match.
All right, go for it.
Gambling and rooting and yelling at the other teams.
Oi, oi, oi.
Exactly.
Gotta look up my...
Indulge vice. Ooh.
I hate to say it.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
I rolled a 1.
I mean, you didn't overindulge.
It's true. It wasn't very satisfying. The Bulls lost.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out to be a very stressful game. Everything Caro said was right. God damn it.
I go back down there and get that bastard.
That's right.
Um,
That's my one. Yeah, no, but yeah, basically he went to a game. The game was a bad game. Bulls lost. He's griping. He's thinking about everything Caro and he talked about in the boat, and he's just not. It wasn't a good time. Comes home, sulks, and throws things around in his lab. And
so, you're in the... We'll call them the ladders. They don't call them stands. They're ladders. A real fan's gonna climb up there. You got to
right.
see it from above. So you're up on the ladders, and the game is just taking a piss. Like, this is not going great. And the guy next to you in the stands leans over to the person that he's with. He's not even talking to you, and he starts talking about how one of the players on the other team has rigged, like he's cheating. And he knew a guy who paid off a guy, yada, yada. And this person knows about it. That's why your team's losing.
Yeah, that's... We have to figure out. Yeah, go get that guy.
That guy's name is Spog.
Spog.
Mm-hmm. Probably a last name, maybe a nickname or whatever.
Yep. Spog is going down.
This is not sportsmanlike conduct.
No. Totally unacceptable.
Anyway, the game's all right.
Okay.
The beer was not cold, but it never is because it's Dust Ball.
Because everything sucks.
Everything sucks.
All right, Hawk. What's your one time? What's your one?
I will go to the 5-tone and have some coffee and kind of decompress with Tommy, and like, you will not believe the week I've had. Do not let that asshole Darmit back in here. Like, he can't. Don't let him in here. And I'm just gonna roll 20. So do I clear 6 stress?
No, take the highest.
Okay.
Yeah, so 4. I had it on the wrong screen, so I was like, what are you? Oh, yeah, no, it's 4. But hey, I mean, that means you don't overindulge.
Sweet.
And then, for my second, I think he is going to, as loath as he is to involve himself in such things, he feels like he needs to train with some of these, like trying to pick that lock that he had no idea what he was doing. Like, that pissed him off. Like, he was not, that wasn't cool. So I would think he would maybe work with, maybe with Barney and Vale. If they both have some sort of knowledge in that, but I would like to train and try to bump up my knowledge, and I guess that would go. I would be using it for like tinker or finesse, like to pick locks, but would it go into a tune?
You'd have to do insight, prowess, or resolve.
Yeah, you pick one of the categories. So it depends on if you feel like the problem is you're not good enough at lock picking, or does he, not you, or does he feel like his problem was he needs a better understanding of arcane knowledge in general
it's not the lock picking. He's an expert at lock picking. It's the arcane supernatural stuff that trips him up because he's so put off by it. So
so probably that's what you would train about.
Either resolve.
So we go in resolve.
I mean, that sounds to me like what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's just adding a dot or 2 XP.
Yeah. Or you're talking about study with insight, the two, whichever you think you'd be using.
The rules for training are different now, and as I said earlier, my brain is completely shut down at this moment. I think that training works the same as clocks now, where it's just like you get one, like it just happens. It's not a roll. I would need to actually pull it up.
Well, that's the way it is in the old book.
Okay, well then let's just.
However,
whatever is in front of you.
1 XP on the XP track. If you have the appropriate crew training upgrade unlocked, marked +1 XP. Which I don't think we've got that. So,
no.
So yeah, I just put 1 in resolve.
Yep.
Although insight would help me more with what I do, but I mean, I'm actively looking into arcane, so I if you think that's more in resolve, then that's where I'll put it. But
where is your character sheet?
I mean, I already put it in resolve, but I can take it back out. But it's
That sounds like what you're trying to do. I mean,
Yeah, it sounds to me like what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Also, I
Well,
didn't want to interrupt because you were already kind of moved on your way, but you had told Tony like, don't ever let Darman in here again, and he was like, I'm sorry about that guy. I know, you know, I try and keep a certain type of clientele. That's my bad. As amends, a peace offering from me, I might have a gig for you if you're interested. I maybe there's this big fancy party coming up in
do you have any idea what happened at the last fancy party?
Well, no, listen. It's a big fancy party, and I only know about it because I'm one of the people that's going to be catering the bar. Well, I'm not catering the food, but the bar. So I know about it, and it's just a regular rich people party this time. It's at some fancy architect's house, but it's just the right way. You know, people are going to be wearing all their jewels and stuff. You don't have to. I'm just saying. I got. You know, I'm going to be there at the bar, so.
Yeah, when?
He tells you details.
Hawk writes the details down.
Yeah, whenever, if we decide to do the score, whenever we get to that score is when it happens.
All right.
So that's
all right, so you got your two.
Yep.
You got your two done?
Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to me, I was going to do some training as well, but since the Greg Sculla game was so unsatisfying, I think I'm going to. Now, you said the guy's name was Spog. Now, in the game, Spog owns
SK.
Okay, because Spog owns a dice game in Crow's Foot, and that's the guy who I'm going to go see.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, different guy.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go hit the gaming dicing tables because that's at least a good old fallback. And you know, bitch about that guy Skog, and you know, spread rumors that guy was definitely cheating. You know, like trying to spread. You know.
Yeah, and everybody at a dice table loves to complain about cheaters.
Exactly.
So y'all can start telling each other like, oh man, I was playing with this one guy once. We'll see how it goes. Roll your roll.
All right. Oh my God. 1. Barney is having a bad day. Nobody's believing me about the cheating. I'm losing money at the dice. I'm just going home. Just
Sorry, buddy.
No one's talking to me.
Yeah, it's almost like instead of this conversation being, you know, everybody's got a drink, we're playing dice, we're talking, we're having a good time, the dice like stops so everybody can like have their turn being like, you know, this one guy, there was this one asshole, and like you're like, guys, I'm here to, can we play? Can we get?
Play.
And it just becomes a whole. It's like chickens.
Yeah. Totally unsatisfying. Wow. 2 1s.
2 1s. Oh, look what they did to my boy.
I hate to see it, Sports fans.
No, I love to see it because I don't have enough traumatized characters.
Yep. Barney's gonna snap.
Barney's getting upset.
Good.
All right, that's me. Brandon, second action.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is a downtime activity. When Vale Caro was one person, shortly before the spirit left, Vale Caro had a vision of a very secure underground vault, and Vale would like to do something to sort of explore this.
Okay.
You're not going to heal?
Well, I mean, kind of digging this new experience here. I might let that ride for a while.
He is really trying to see like how quickly I will kill his character. And the
Yeah.
answer is not very quickly because I am actually lenient despite what Scott says.
We'll put that to the test.
Yeah.
He said, all right, I'll take that bet. Yeah, so the information on what is behind that door is actually pretty difficult to get a hold of. So that sounds like you are researching another long-term project to me.
Yeah.
That
Okay. Cool.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I gotta think. I think I'm gonna put that one at 8.
Okay. Cool. Certainly do that. And I should probably look at the deep cuts rules for long term.
Would it start with a check in it already or start empty?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Cover, train, work, acquire.
Yes, will start with something in there. Access to the appropriate research. Yeah, give us a second. I can look that up and we can keep going.
In the meantime, while you look that up, that's kind of our last thing for the evening. So I'm just wondering if you guys have an idea of what it is that you would like to do next, so I can be like kind of pondering things that can go into the score.
Okay.
Just as a refresher for what we have on our list here, we got this guy Skog is cheating, and that could be looked into. There's a party at this architect's house. You know that. You were
Skurlock. We have to
Yeah.
deal with Skurlock at some point.
So it's not even just Skurlock though, because you also know that the Dimmer sisters are the ones that captured his henchmen. So like there's something going on there that you are aware of at least. And then
we've been pretty spirit heavy lately. I'd like to
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, either the dinner party or something else that's
My vote is always going to be for a fancy soiree, but I don't have quite as much knowledge of all these interconnected things that are happening simultaneously. So
well, there's not many. I just try and fake it like there's many.
The most powerful and terrifying vampire in the city being out for our blood, I think that sounds really cool. But I understand if other people think that that's something to be worried about.
I like that. Yeah.
It's really, really not.
Well, the thing is, though, is that has to do with that potentially has to do more with Barney's long-term project. So what we could do at the start of next time is do like a calm score, a normal people heist where you go to a party and or rough up some guy who's cheating or something, right? And then
we could do the architect. We could do the party and just
Yeah, sure. So
we're big hits at parties. We really auction houses.
I can't imagine that anybody would. I mean, the screams of delight when Vale walks into the room with a flayed chest, probably in an open silk shirt, right? Like just for all to see, I would imagine.
Like a little floral, thing across the cuff, really make it pop.
Yeah, that's next time's problem. But what I'm saying is we can do a score and then we can come back to some of the long-term projects with your next downtime and kind of see where we go with that. Did you figure out how starting a clock is?
I don't know. I'll send something in the chat afterwards. I don't know if I think there was a deep cut change. I can't find it, so I just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. I don't think you have to roll dice, so I won't have to worry about that.
I think you're right. That's the one thing about the deep cuts book is that it doesn't have the bookmarks in it yet, so it's real hard to just jump around.
It's not in the downtime activities, so I've been trying to scroll through the rest of the book, but I'm not seeing anything yet.
We'll get there. It's
So
okay.
we'll talk about it offline.
Everybody lived, and as a treat, you get to go to a party. A fancy party.
Right. Ooh.
A party where you know there's going to be booze.
After this, Hawk is going to want to go back and deal with spirits.
Are you saying that political intrigue at a fancy people party is not going to be fun or interesting?
Is Vale and Barney there?
Well, joke's on you because your GM's autistic and I don't know how to do social politics, so... Anyway, that's us for tonight. I'm gonna go sleep for 1,000 years.
Somehow I doubt that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go sleep until my toddler wakes up in the morning.
Exactly.
I'm Jenna. I've been running this game. You can catch me on Fem Gamer Party on Thursdays where I'm playing through Eclipse Protocol. And chapter 3 came out this morning, actually. Each chapter is like a 10-minute read. So if you're into character-driven sci-fi, you might like it.
There's the link for both of those.
Thank you.
Nice.
Brandon.
I'm Brandon. That's Darwin down there. He's been in every episode behind the scenes. You can find him here on Tuesdays.
Henrietta too?
I'm Scott. I'll be here every Tuesday, and yeah, having a good time. So enjoy.
And I'm also Scott.
No, wait, I'm also Scott. You're Scott.
Oh, okay. We will be back Sunday night with more Kinless, the Morkborg solo Viking game. And I don't think Symbaroum's going to start this coming Monday, but we are talking about it. But I think we're going to push it for another week. Although the overlays and Fantasy Grounds, all of it is all set up and ready to go. We just got to get the scheduling down. So, and then Alien starts on the 26th. Sunday night, the 26th, we will begin our Alien Chariot of the Gods game, which I'm very excited about as well. So yeah, that's us for this evening. I think we're going to, it looks like GM Henna is playing something. I don't see what it is she's playing.
Hina is usually playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it just doesn't say what the game is, but it says tabletop RPGs, so they're probably playing 5e. So she's never on Monday nights. That's why I was trying to figure out why she's streaming tonight. That's because it's Tuesday. We're moving. So yeah, we're going to give her a raid. She's one of our friends from Ladies of the Lake days, and a lot of fun. Her channel's a lot of fun. So we're going to give her a raid. Stick around for that, and we will see you Sunday for more Kinless. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.